Roppstar gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. We are kind of late to this one. I know, being out of town, then getting back in, then it's been crazy. This is crazy, but we're already in making moves. We're already making moves. I'd rather go ahead and get into my 53-man roster projection. So I'm going to go ahead and get in that first. And so we'll go ahead and get into that. And then we'll get into and then we're going to go into the recent cuts. All right. Now, I have not edited my thing at all since the cuts because most of the guys that already been cut, I'll be honest with you, I already knew. Now, there are some guys that probably have been cut already that I didn't know about. So we're going to dive into it right now as we speak. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Of course, make sure you click that post notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. And again, welcome to the Roppstar Report as always. Now, first things first, 53-man roster. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick because we're already making cuts. I know that. Let's just go ahead and get into it. All right. What's Darren Green says, what's up, family who going to who stand, baby? Let's go. We need to get a quarterback, bro. We'll dive into more of that here shortly. All right. Quarterbacks. This is easy for me. Real quick. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I mean, this was easy, right? This was never a battle. Bryce Young is considered the franchise guy. Dalton is the insurance policy. Everyone else is just a camp body. I mean, Plummer was headed out, to be honest with you, after that. The performances we saw in the preseason, we knew that. I mean, maybe they could have kept him on the practice squad like they did last year, kind of a break in the glass case of an emergency. But then they brought Bryce Perkins in, who flashed his athleticism. But, I mean, we heard Dave Canales talk about him, and it was just like more like, hey, thank you for your service. You know what I mean? That's what Bryce Perkins was, okay? Like, if we're all being honest with you here, Bryce Perkins was, hey, appreciate you stopping by. Smell you later. And that's just the way it is. That's how the NFL works, man. It's a cold world out there. This is not something that, I expected him to, be, on the team. So will they I hope that they don't bring back, I seriously hope they don't bring back Jack Plummer. If they bring back Bryce Perkins, I'd be okay with it. Put him on the practice squad, but I doubt it. All right. So that was easy. Running backs. This is another one, self-explanatory for me. Again, running backs. You got Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, Trevor Etienne. Of course, you got Brooks on the pup. Basically a pup IR, but you're cutting Raheem Blackshear. Okay. Hubbard is the steady workhorse. We know that. Dowdle, fresh from Dallas, gives them a reliable veteran who can spell Hubbard without the offense collapsing, right? So the rookie Trevor Etienne, yes, that's Travis's younger brother. If some of you don't know, he's already been showing big play out there, showing some real juice out there, kick return upside. He's got all that. Blackshear, solid, but the numbers game caught up with him. And I just think that Raheem Blackshear, maybe they cut him, maybe they put him on the practice squad. I just don't see him making it. All right. Trevor Etienne, though, again, there's a lot of potential there. He does bring a lot of juice. I like what he brings at the versatility as a pass catcher as well. Great hands, right? Very explosive out the backfield. I love what I'm seeing out of Trevor Etienne. All right. That's my biggest thing. The only thing I gripe about with Trevor Etienne is I need to see some him look more comfortable in the punt returns. The punt returns have been a bit questionable for me, the way just his body language, but for overall, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Trevor Etienne. So there's no question about that. All right. We got over 29 people watching on YouTube, 26 people on X. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys on X will come over to the YouTube channel, smash the like button, subscribe. That's all I ask. Everybody on the YouTube channel right now, we should have 29 likes. So everybody needs to smash that like button. All right. You need to smash that like button. Look, this is how simple it is. Bam. There you go. Smash it. All right. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into some comments, man. Darren Green's already opened up the show with some comments. What's good, D. Perkins, Panther Scout? How are they going to cut someone that had 1 week here? Ridiculous. I mean, that's what they're going to do. That's the ruthless world of the NFL, Miss Panther Scout. What up, my guy? Been waiting on these cuts, ready to get to the ones that have been up in the air, though. Yeah, we'll talk more about it, Kendall. We'll get into it. What's up, everybody? Clay, what up? Jeff R., my guy, coming through. They need to bring back County for the defense. Prince Charming hair QB can keep moving. Oh, I Miss Panther Scout talking about Jack Plummer. All right, let's move on. Wide receivers. Well, they already cut Jacoby George. We'll dive into him. And they cut Kobe Hudson. I was super high on Kobe Hudson coming out of college, man. I thought Kobe Hudson coming out of college, I would thought he would have made a more of an impact here, to be honest with you guys, because I had Kobe Hudson, and I know I don't have him in the cuts because I didn't put every player in the cuts, okay? We knew who was going to be here and who wasn't, okay? But, I thought Kobe Hudson was going to be that guy, right? Like I thought that he was so crafty in the slot. He knew how to read defenses. When you watch his tape at UCF, he jumped off the charts for me, and I thought we were going to get more out of him, and I was dead wrong. But he was one of those guys when you watched him, he finds the soft spot. He's got sure hands. Sneaky quick, but he's just not a wide receiver that I guess can make it in the NFL. I don't know. Maybe they put him on the practice squad. Maybe they bring him back for a practice squad. I don't know. There's probably other guys that they're going to do that with. I thought he'd be a reliable chain mover who could contribute right away. I thought for him going undrafted, it was like us getting Jimmy Horn Jr. in the sixth. That's how I felt with Kobe Hudson as an undrafted free agent. I thought he was a guy, right? But I was wrong about that. Cut day. What I missed, Commanders 336 is is that you changed your name? I missed the other name, man. I missed the other name. D. Perkins, watch Bartholomew make this team. I don't think so. We'll dive into that though. Hope we don't trade Adam Thielen. I hope we do. Hate to say it, guys. I hope we do. But yeah, wide receivers. This is the way I look at it. This is one of the deepest wide receiver rooms we've had in years. Words that almost feel foreign to my type, or to our type as Carolina Panthers fans. But McMillan, Leggett, to me, are the future. Thielen is the reliable old head. If he's still here, fine. I'm not going to be mad about it if he's still here, okay? Horn, Coker, I like Horn here. I still think Horn makes this team. I could be wrong. I haven't heard any updates about him being cut or anything like that. So nothing yet. I'm still watching right now. There hasn't been any other news about guys getting cut, at least from the list that I actually posted up a list on, I actually posted up on the list on at least the list so far who's been cut, so far, on my Twitter or X, whatever y'all want to call it. So go check it out. But wide receiver room, Horn, I still think makes the team. I think his speed, his versatility, and special teams is going to edge him in here. Now, Coker, we know what he can be. I think he could be the successor for Adam Thielen. I've been saying it. Put that guy in the slot, and my God, I think plays are going to happen. You saw what happened because you put Coker in the slot, ladies and gentlemen. A linebacker can't keep up with him, and a safety can't cover him. Simple as that. And we've seen it in preseason. So they need to be thinking about that. Hunter Renfrow is a guy who I think could be a security blanket too, as well, who could fill in for Adam Thielen if they decide to move on from him. And I think that's a guy that Canales didn't really know he needed until he got here. Now, Bryson Tremaine made a lot of plays this offseason. His name just kept popping up. 6'4" guy, plays special teams. Was held out out of the finale because of general body soreness, which in roster speaks means congratulations, you made the team. Basically, that's what that said. David Moore is my cut because, yes, he has value because he played with had time with Canales in Seattle. He's had time with Canales and Tampa Bay. I get it. But there's just not enough room to go around, man. There's just not. You can't keep 8 wide receivers. I see, I've got 7. Or no, how many I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I ended up keeping 7. It was hard for me to cut it down to 6. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I kept saying 6. It was so hard for me to cut it down to 7. It was so hard for me to cut down to 7. All right. So that's where I got that. It was just tough. It was tough to cut it down to 7, especially with how this wide receiver room now. If they move on from Adam Thielen, maybe they try to bring back David Moore. If that is what the case is here, maybe they trade Adam Thielen and David Moore makes this team. I could be wrong. That's just me. Okay. Tight ends. This is very plain and simple. I mean, I thought James Mitchell could be a guy that could possibly sneak on this roster because of Tommy Trimble's injury. But Tommy Trimble has been activated off the pup. And when he did it, it felt like the timing was just right, which immediately sized him back into the lineup as the guy who's a reliable blocker. I think Sanders has gotten better as a blocker. I think Evans is a great blocker as well. But then you've got Sanders and Evans, who I think are the developmental pieces here. Both have showed flashes at time this summer. Evans had a few mishaps. I think a fumble and maybe a drop or two. I know for the fact it was a fumble, but Jadavion Sanders looks like the real deal, man. I mean, we've seen it all summer. I mean, he's going to take he's the tight end 1. Now, because I didn't necessarily put this in order based off tight end 1, tight end 2, but Jadavion Sanders is tight end number 1 in my opinion. I don't see Tommy Trimble taking that away from him. Unless Tommy Trimble gets more active in the pass game, I just don't see it. I think Mitchell does, though, for James Mitchell. I think he deserved better after a strong camp. They may keep him. I doubt it, but the numbers don't favor 4 tight ends in this situation. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. So that's just my opinion. Over 105 people. We got 62 people in the chat on X. Appreciate you guys. If y'all want to get in the chat on X, appreciate it. Drop a follow on X. I would greatly appreciate that. If you want to do me a favor, come on over to the YouTube channel and make sure you drop a like and a subscribe. Appreciate that. All right. Appreciate that, guys. All right. So let's move on. I want to get through this and then we'll dive more into the cuts because I know I'm late on this, but I haven't changed any of this before this actually happened. Yeah. Kristen, they did. What's up, Papa? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Hope all is well, brother. Amazing K, what's good? What's good? Darian Green, Meech, Big Meech, Larry Hoover. What's good? All right. There's Marcos. What's good, Marcos? I was trying to get to his. What's good? Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, we did decide on a kicker, though, Kendall. We did. All right, offensive line. Let's get into it real quick. I'm trying to get through this as quick as possible for you guys. Last year's offensive line was not last year's, but 2 years. We know that offensive line was absolute disaster until the front office finally threw some money at the problem. And now we got a top heavy but versatile unit. I love this offensive line. I think this is a top 10 unit easily. I think the starters are locked in. You've got, Taylor Moton, Ike Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt, Austin Corbett locked in. Behind that, then you've got Christensen backing up Ike. You got K. Mays backing up Austin Corbett, but Mays can play multiple spots, so can Christensen. Nietzschman is the swing tackle as well. And then the thing is here, I think Chandler Zavala still makes it because he played last year, and when he did step in, he was actually very solid. So I can't take that away from him from an injury standpoint. I mean, Lewis's shoulder is still a concern for me. It sounds like he should be ready for week 1. But if Kingston somehow sneaks through waivers, I can see him being a practice squad stash. Maybe they go with Jatrai Carter too, because it seems like I've heard a lot that a lot of these that the offensive line coaches actually really like it. So We'll see, but this is where I see it. All right. Now, I don't know if any offensive linemen have been cut yet from my list. I don't know if anybody else has been cut yet from this from what we've seen so far on the screen. But we'll see. All right, we'll dive into it more as we go on. All right, defensive line. Now, I know everybody is looking forward to the defense. Again, make sure you smash that like button. Welcome to the Roppstar Report, and sit back and relax and just enjoy. All right. Defensive line. I got Derek Brown, A'Shawn Robinson, Bobby Brown III, Tershawn Wharton, Cam Jackson, Jaden Crometti. That's how I saw it. That's just how I see it. We'll see what happens. I think LeBron Ray, Shy Tuttle are going to be cuts. I think they should be. I think Shy Tuttle deserves to be cut. That's just me personally. But as of right now, I have not seen any defensive linemen being cut yet. Okay. And we'll go through the list of cuts here shortly as we get through this real quick. I just think that Dan Morgan, first off, gutted this group and rebuilt it in his image. Derek Brown's still the anchor. You know, you got A'Shawn Robinson coming back. He had 5.5 sacks last year. He filled in nicely. Him and Jadeveon Clowney last year were really the only guys making plays on the field, believe it or not. But Bobby Brown just adds more muscle, especially where we finally get a true nose tackle. Wharton is a big disruptor. The guy doesn't miss leg day. Love that guy. But I love the juice he brings to the table. Now we're talking about rookie Cam Jackson, who has flashed. I think he makes this team. I've heard some rumors that a lot of people don't think he does, but I feel like I've seen enough out of him to keep him here. I think Jaden Crometti should be here. I think he earned his spot. Steady pressure in preseason games. I think he would fill in nicely behind Derek Brown. Tuttle, again, all I can say is to him is thanks for your service. It's just time for us to move on. And then really, I'm saying thank you lightly, to be honest with you. But I'm keeping 6 defensive linemen. I'm keeping 6 defensive linemen. So, especially with how injuries, we know how that is, right? Outside linebackers is probably going to shock you once I get into the outside linebackers, but the inside, we'll start with the inside linebackers first. I actually cut Jacob Windemon. They actually cut him today. And I did, again, like I said, this was made on Friday before I came, so I haven't changed anything. Because I've been out of town in Virginia visiting family. So, and then today I had to take my wife to the doctor. So, and then it's just been at home all day. So, haven't been able to even change any of this. So, yes, Jacob Windemon. It was cut today. I have Bam Martin Scott taking his place. I think they just see the potential in him, right? He's I think they see more potential in him, right? But yeah, I went with Christian Roseboom, Trevor Wallace, Claudin Churlis, Chris Barnes, and then Bam Martin Scott. This group is the word, and I use this word lightly when I say this, like they're fine. Am I happy with it? No. Wallace will start. But the drop off after Christian Roseboom and and Trevor Wallace is steep. Like Barnes does bring needed experience, 30 career starts. Churlis has earned some trust from me, but then, you know, I think Bam Martin Scott could be a guy who can be a special teams ace, maybe work himself up into that, be a trustworthy guy in the inside linebacker room. But let's not sugarcoat this. If the Panthers want to stop the run, they're going to need to find someone off a waiver wire. I think we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? In the meantime, I don't know if they'll find someone off a waiver wire or what. I mean, there's been a lot. Yeah, they cut Windemon, Nader. I'll show you all the full list here shortly. I will show y'all guys the full list here shortly. Once we'll dive into it, man. We'll dive into it. I'm glad I went live when I did. All right, let's go into outside linebackers. You're going to be shocked by this one. I didn't cut anybody. To be honest with you, I cut DJ Wanu, Patrick Jones, Nick Scorton, Princely Mamiel, Thomas Incoom, and DJ Johnson. We doubled up on edge rushers with Scorton and Umami Ellen, only for both of them to be hurt for a little bit. You had Scorton collapse long, but it sounds like he's making headway. Okay. Then there was the Umami Ellen shoulder, seems less serious, thankfully. But he should be good to go. Wanham and Jones are steady veterans. They're going to be holding down the fort until the rookies are healthy, and maybe we'll see one of the two. I think this group is going to be. I tell you what, I think this group between DJ Wanham, Patrick Jones, Nick Squirt, Princely Manuel, I think this group is just going to eat. I think that they're going to all get probably. They're going to be rotating a lot. I really have this feeling. I feel like these guys, those four guys, are really going to be. There's going to be a lot of rotation with them. That's all I got to say. And their snap counts might be close to the same. I just see that happening. I don't know why. Income has showed in flashes, man. I love what he brings to the table. He's nice off the edge, great run stopper as well. He made some plays in the preseason, so I'm good with him there. I know that maybe Johnson's a guy that they cut, and maybe they bring back somebody. Maybe they keep somebody that I don't expect or something like that, but because he hasn't lived up to the draft hype. But special teams could save him maybe another year. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. So I didn't cut anybody just because I think we need to keep as much guys as we can in this group. We've seen it. We've seen it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, there's guys getting cut already. What's up, broski? What's up, Shockwave 43? JJ Weaver was waived. Yep, I got DJ getting cut. Meech. I don't blame you. If you guys got DJ Johnson getting cut, that's fine. I went with that. Maybe the special team saves his ass. That's the only thing I can say. All right, cornerbacks. This was easy for me. They already cut Trey Swilling. They also cut two other. They cut Travius Brogdon, and then of course Trey Swilling and Mello Dotson. Unfortunately, Mello Dotson did get cut today. I was hoping that he wouldn't, but he hasn't done nothing. He hasn't done nothing. I mean, this is the way I see it coming out. I just, Horn is the alpha if he stays healthy, right? And again, if he can play like he did last year, play 15 games, we're good. Jackson is solid. Same thing. He doesn't seem to, his health issues don't seem to be too bad. Shaw Smith Wade is the nickel guy. We know that. Corey Thornton can play inside or outside, but he has shown that he can fill in for JC Horn if needed. Now, is he better than JC Horn? No. But does he fill in nicely? Yes. Evans, I thought played well enough to keep his spot, right? So they those guys fill out the depth chart. Bartholomew got cooked often this preseason, and the Panthers can't afford to just have another liability at corner. Still don't be shocked if Morgan shops here on a cut day too. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if he shops for cut day too. Yep. What's up, Uncle Leroy? Nephew, how you doing? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you're doing well. I heard the Panthers asked for a 3rd round pick for the Vikings for Thielen. If you could get a 4th, you should do it. I think that I think they we'll see. They value. Listen, all I know is that the Vikings need the juice, broski bear, and that's Adam Thielen, but they value what he brings here. They value what his presence brings for Bryce Young's development. They value what he brings as a leader in the locker room. They value his production. So we'll see. I'll take a 4th round pick because I didn't think we would even get close to that. I thought it was a 5th or 6th, but yeah, we'll dive. We'll see. I hear you. I'm all for it. They're not going to cut Thornton. They're not going to cut Thornton. He solidified his. This is the way I see it. They've already cut Trey Swilling. Shamar Bartholomew hasn't been cut yet, from my understanding, but they ain't going to cut Thornton. Get some teching going on. I hear you. Did they cut Plummer? They did, Corey. They cut Plummer is already, updating his LinkedIn, man, as we speak. I heard that he was going to start his own plumbing business. So, but he's updating his resume on LinkedIn right now, and Indeed, he's getting that all set up right now. So, yeah, they cut him. They cut him as they should. Colin Brad, what's good? We should keep Thielen until the trade deadline. Could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep Thielen as a trade piece until something like that. Until something like that, QJ. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, here's the way I look at it, 336. I mean, what if we do get a pick? Like, let's say we get that 4th round pick. I bet you we could trade. I bet you we could trade him. I bet you we could trade for a linebacker with a 4th round pick. Now, if they offer me somebody like Kobe King, I'd take Kobe King, rookie out of Penn State. I think he's a rookie or he's a 2nd-year linebacker out of Penn State. I would take him in a 6th round pick for Adam Thielen. Something like that. I think it's reasonable. Corey, nah. Got 2 prices now. No. Perkins is gone. Yeah, so that's who I would take, broski. I figured I knew he was a rookie. I heard 5 Guys is hiring. That's awesome. Go flip some burgers. Nah, they cut Bryce Perkins, man. I mean, you could have told I knew that they were going to cut Bryce Perkins. The reason why I knew they were going to cut Bryce Perkins is because when Canales went to the podium and basically how he talked about Bryce Perkins, he basically just said, "Thank you for your service. Deuces." You know what I mean? If the Browns cut Shador nephew, we should get Mr. Throw Up. Hey, I know a lot of Panthers fans that would not mind that, Uncle Leroy. Take a 4th round pick and trade for Parsons. Yeah, you're not getting a 4th round pick for Parsons, but I like where your head's at, though, a little bit there, Nader. I like where your head's at. All right, let's go into the safety group. They did cut Jack Henderson already. And they cut Isaiah Gifford already, but I already had those guys getting cut before they even did that. We knew who the safeties were. There was no way it wasn't going to be these 4 guys. Tre'von Moehrig, Nick Scott, Lathan Ransom, Damani Richardson. That was so self-explanatory. It's not even funny. I think Scott, unfortunately, I still think that they're going to keep Scott starting next to Moehrig, which is not exactly a cause for celebration. The good news is Ransom and Richardson both look like eventual starters, in my opinion. I think Ransom picked off Mason Rudolph in the fouling. He led the team in tackles. The youth movement here is promising, but the presence remains shaky. Like, I don't like them. Again, we know how we all feel the same way about Nick Scott. I think Carolina Panthers world that we all feel the same way about Nick Scott. Get him off the team. We don't want him here. All that good stuff. Yeah, he made it. He made it. He definitely made it. I didn't do a special teams because I think that's self-explanatory. Matthew Reich is going to get cut, which he did. I knew that was going to be the case. I mean, that was self-explanatory. Sam Martin's going to be your punter. You know who your long snapper is. We all know that. Plain and simple. All right, let's get it. Let's see if there's been any news or updates on the new cuts. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any updates on any cuts here. Share this tab instead. Let's see. Do we still have time to cut? Yes, we do. We still have time to cut. We have time to cut, my guy. Hold on. I'm going to pull up X again. Sorry about that. Let's see if there's any updates so far. I don't think there's been any updates on any more cuts. So far, Wow, 90 people are watching on X. Shout out to you guys. 90 views. Make sure you like, subscribe wherever you're watching, wherever you may be. Make sure you like and subscribe. And see, we already are on X. Look at that, man. Who's that handsome guy? Who's that handsome guy right there? Good Lord. I'd smash. All right, moving on. So far, this is our roster cuts. So, again, I'm not surprised by any of these, man. I really am not. I'm not surprised by any of these. I mean, y'all can see the list there. It's I mean, who's a surprise cut off of that? Like, let's be honest with each other here. Who are we surprised by any of that? I mean, Jack Plummer was never really in the quarterback race. He was just a camp arm who now heads to waivers. Okay. If we're being honest here. Close that off. Sorry, I had to close a window off over here. Like Jack Henderson, for example, it was another guy that I was like, yeah, what are we? I mean, flashed at times, but not enough to carve out a role in the crowded secondary. You know, what are we doing? Trey Swilling. I mean, the guy was a depth piece, couldn't stand out against younger talent, fast competition. You got Jacoby George, showed some burst in practice, but didn't separate in games. Kobe Hudson, again, like I said, I had high hopes for him, honestly. You go watch, listen, and you would understand why I had high hopes for Kobe Hudson. Go watch his UCF tape. Just go watch his UCF tape. Plain and simple. It's everything that you would want out of wide receiver. I'll tell you that. At least what I saw from a slot wide receiver, such a reliable wide receiver out the slot, man. I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. I thought Kobe Hudson was going to be this crafty slot I saw on tape. I thought he was going to, and they cut him today. He was always a crafty slot guy coming out of UCF. But he's always like, you watch him play. He can read defense as well. He finds the soft spots. Great hand, sneaky quick. He's not a wide receiver one guy. All right, but a reliable chain mover who can contribute right away. So, definitely think it's crazy we don't have a QB3. Well, we didn't have a QB3 last year. I mean, technically, Plummer wasn't. I don't think Plummer was a QB3. Wasn't he practice squad or was he QB3 last year? I can't remember. I like Perkins. I know his family, all athletes. I hope he makes a practice squad. What about a Samuel corner? He is still a free agent. Yeah, Asante Samuel's still a free agent. Doubt that they bring back Bryce Perkins. Unfortunately, I just don't see it. Unfortunately, I just don't see it. So far, these are your roster cuts, though, ladies and gentlemen. So far, these are your roster cuts. Let's keep going through them real quick here. Dominique Daphne, I thought he was a versatile piece, but Carolina clearly wants to go a younger route at the tight end. Mello Dotson, man, I was high on him coming out of Kansas. That was another guy I was high on watching his tape. Athletic, great zone guy. He's not a man press guy, but a great zone, raw, just didn't make enough plays to stay. Amani Bailey, I thought he had solid effort, but the backfield competition was simply too crowded for him. Isaiah Gilford, reliable, but didn't flash enough to earn a depth role. Tyler Mabry, that's who we let go anyways to bring in Bryce Perkins. And he got the injury tag, which makes this sting even more. Wrong place, wrong time. honestly, for Tyler Mabry. Matthew Wright, veteran kicker, but the Panthers are betting elsewhere. They're going with Ryan Fitzgerald. They're going with a guy who looked more solid, in my opinion. Bryce Perkins, Wade. I mean, again, I told you guys, it was thank you for your time. Appreciate you stopping by. Peace out. That was it. Couldn't push for a backup role. Wasn't here long enough. Athletic, like I love that out of him, but he's just not a guy that's gonna, it is what it is. Let's see who else I want to talk about. Kyron Lynch, Adams, gave effort. Carolina has, again, we have our core running backs locked in. TJ Luther, Bubba Whiteout, who didn't make enough noise late. Steven Losa, offensive lineman. Steven Losa, depth lineman with versatility, didn't crack the rotation. Luke Kendra, same fate as Losoya, stuck in the middle of the pack. I thought Luke Kendra had a nice tape coming out of where did he come out of? Did he come out of Holy Cross too? No, he didn't come out of Holy Cross. It was the same thing. Where did he come out of? Luke Kendra. He came out of Cincinnati, but didn't he play in high school? He played for Cincinnati. My bad. I think I was looking at his high school because he came out of some high school, and I can't remember which one it was, but it looked like Holy Cross's jerseys because they were purple and white. Rob, what's good, bro? You think we should pick up Tyler Huntley or Hendon Hooker as backups? I think I would take Huntley. I wouldn't take Hooker. Huntley. Huntley. I think he won Miami went 2-3 last year with Miami. I don't know. What did he do last year? Matt Corral reunion. Stop, Kristen Butler. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Dang, Flame for Jesus coming through, blessing the channel once again with 5 gifted to the Roppstar Report. So I don't know who got a membership, but someone just got a membership to Flame for Jesus because somebody just got it. All right. Somebody just got 5. I wish I had the song. I got 5 on it. But shout out to Flame for Jesus. Hitting us with those 5 gifted. Shout out to whoever got it.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Shout out to Flame for Jesus with that. Snoop should have been our backup since he left Baltimore. Listen, Snoop can play, man. He reminds me of. He's just a faster PJ Walker. That's all. That's who Snoop is. Snoop Huntley is a faster PJ Walker. Arm talent wise, I might give PJ the edge. I don't know. Huntley's got a nice arm sometimes. Wait till Milroe get cut from Seattle, dude. Listen, I like me some Milroe. Okay, I like me some Milroe. Just saying. Not the biggest. Here's the thing. He's a developmental quarterback. He is a project quarterback. The athleticism, off the charts, right? Here's the thing with Milroe. I thought Milroe coming out of college, and I was watching his tape, man, just because his tape is so much fun to watch. It really is. Because we're going to be breaking down tape, and once the draft comes around, I'll have all the tapes again. I just thought Milroe, with his mix of athleticism, ladies and gentlemen, this is what Milroe is what happens when you mix raw athleticism with an absolute cannon of an arm. And then you sprinkle in some questionable decision making, though. He can turn a play into a highlight reel, but then in the next minute, it could be an absolute disaster. But here's the thing. Seattle might be willing to be, if they don't, I don't think they'll cut him, but if Seattle is a team that's willing to be patient and develop his processing ability, they will have a star on their hands. I think Milroe could be a guy that's like sneaky good to become a pro, like a starter. But if not, they've got to, I mean, they'll have a real fast guy who could throw deep balls and then hopes for the best. Like, you know, I mean, Milroe's got a cannon. Like, don't get me wrong. But you're going to have to be patient with him. I appreciate you, all of you. We appreciate you, Flame for Jesus, for blessing the channel with that. Facts, Clay. Oh, Rob, Corey Thornton made it. You remember I predicted. Hey, Birdman, I was right there with you, brother. I was right there with you. I didn't think Corey Thornton was going anywhere. I don't think he was going anywhere either, man. Like I said, I think he filled in nicely. I think, and he's a guy who can play nickel too. Like, so he can go inside, outside. He obviously should have been. Obviously should have been, drafted, and he wasn't. Been saying we should have found a way to get Sam Howell. That's not in play now. No, Philly got that boy. Mildew. Broski bear, you stupid. Earl Locklear, what's good, Clay? What's up, man? Kristen, that would have been competition for Rice. This owner of ours doesn't want that. I don't know what our owner wants anymore, Flame for Jesus, because at this point we're a soccer town. Charlotte's a soccer town now. Can't believe cut Wyndham on. He obviously just didn't make enough plays. I'm not surprised about Melo. He was getting washed out of runs. Yeah. I mean, Melo Dotson, man, again, like I said, I think there was a lot of potential there. It's just that it just didn't work out. I thought it would be good because we do run a zone heavy scheme here, but it didn't work out. Look at that. Jordan J says, thanks for the gift from Flame for Jesus. Flame for Jesus has been blessing the channel with a lot of memberships. He's been blessing the channel with a lot of, super gifts, super chats, stuff like that. So y'all gotta give him some love, man. Gotta give him some love. All right. So, so I went through the list, I think, so far. Yeah, no, I didn't talk about JJ Weaver. I mean, JJ Weaver, guys, has the length. I think he has the athleticism, but there's just still too much of a project there with him. He has 6 fingers. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, like one of his hands, he has 6 fingers. Windemon, again, I thought the guy could have made it. I thought he showed some pop out there for sure. I think he's got a strong motor, but they just maybe didn't feel that he had enough production to stick, right? I don't know. He really didn't pop out until really, I mean, I guess he popped out the last 2 preseason games, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't like what they see in practice. Dave Canales says he likes what he sees in practice more than he does in the preseason games. He's came out and said that. Whether, but it is what it is. Jatravius Brogdon, another corner, just, guy who couldn't climb the ladder. Just that, plain and simple. Let's see. Did y'all hear the Steelers trying to get OBJ? I mean, I'm not surprised. OBJ says he can still play, so we'll see. Yeah. I mean, Moore's going to be, I knew Moore was going to be one of the cuts. I We knew that. I know David Moore is going to be one of the cuts. We'll only have 2 quarterbacks. Is Andy still hurt? So Flame for Jesus, he is dealing with a elbow strain. Is he still hurt? Doesn't sound serious. Normally, elbow strains are good within 1 to 2 weeks. It just depends. He was out there throwing the last time we saw him out on the field. He was out there throwing. He was still being able to throw like 25-yard passes, according to Dave Canales. So, again, is he still hurt? I don't know. All I know is he was out on the field last time, and he was able to at least throw for 25 yards. So they're not over there. He's not over there throwing bombs. That's all I know. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for that $5. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for that. Been between Moore and Renfro, regardless, I think we needed to draft a quarterback after this season. Well, you might get your wish. I can tell you that. I can tell you right now who I want if Bryce doesn't work out. But that's just me. I know we got probably a bunch of different mixes in there if Bryce doesn't work out, but I'm hoping Bryce works out, right? Like, I think we can all agree here that we want Bryce Young to work out. Like, we don't want to go through the whole process of finding another quarterback because then that just sets you back another 3 years, technically. Technically 3 to 5, really, if you got to find yourself another quarterback. See, I knew people were going to say Arch Manning. I don't think Arch is coming out. But we do need, I do agree, like, let's say Bryce does work out. I do think that we need to, I do think that if Bryce does work out, we do need to bring another quarterback in to boost up the competition in the offseason, for sure. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, Flame for Jesus, Renfro for me. Yeah, over David Moore for sure. We're 8th on the waiver list as of now for the picking of that crop. Who should we get as a priority today? I would have to see who's on waivers right after. Basically, I won't know who we can get until probably Thursday, Birdman. Like, after we see all these cuts from every team, I can't tell you right now. There's still some free agents out there. I told you guys I think we should go after. I think, there's Rasul Douglas. There's Asante Samuel for the corner position. Maybe they go after Kyle Duggar up in New England, who's trying to shop him right now. There's not really a safety in free agency that I want. So, linebacker, inside linebacker, you got Kaiser White or you got Jawan Bentley, but really Bentley's not, I'm not as high on. I think Kaiser White is a way better inside linebacker. But other than that, I mean, I would have to right now. I can't tell you who we're going to get. I'd have to see the list. I'd have to go look at what the waiver wire looks like. Yeah, y'all are saying Arch Manning in the chat. He ain't coming out. Now, the guy I want might not even come out either. He might not. He's one of those guys who could stay back because of his dad's in his ear, and his dad's a good guy. And I think his dad's a smart guy, but why not go get Lenore Sellers? Just saying. If Bryce doesn't work out, go get my boy. I'm all about Lenore Sellers. He might end up being the best quarterback in the NFL or in the college football this year. So don't sleep on my boy Lenore's now. All right. I'll keep talking about Arch Manning. What has he done? He hasn't done nothing yet. Let's relax. See what he does this year. All right. I do too, but I want a decent QB too. I understand that. Dave is going to want to draft his own QB if Bryce doesn't work out this year, I believe. For sure, Jordan J. For sure. Bryce was born as a want to remember that. Arch will pick where he wants to go, like his family. Again, I just don't think Arch is going to come out. He only played a few games last year. He hasn't shown enough he hasn't even shown enough yet. And with the games he did play, he went against like UL Monroe. Like, it ain't like he went out there and balled out against like Georgia or somebody. CJ Mosley's out there. CJ's retired, if I'm not mistaken, Birdman. Pretty sure CJ Mosley decided to retire. Kaiser White, yeah. I don't want Arch. Evero, who are you? See anybody but Nick Scott. Kiss from a rose. No, Norris Sellers is a stud. He is. It's the Manning name that they're infatuated. Yes, exactly. They are. I want Allard or Nuss out of LSU. Bryce pass completion against zone defense was 62.5. They ranked him 33 out of 34 qualified quarterbacks. AR-15 was behind him. Hey, Playing for Jesus coming through with some facts. I like Allard. I do like Allard. I'm not opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to Nussmeier. Again, we'll have to see how the college football works out this year. Again, I'm just all about my boy Lenore Sellers. So there's nobody that can change my mind. There's nobody that can change my mind about Lenore Sellers. I think Lenore Sellers will end up being. I really truly believe this. I think he'll be the best quarterback in college football this year. I think he'll be a Heisman candidate. Him and don't forget about we probably have the best edge rusher as well at the University of South Carolina, as in Dylan Stewart. So that's another guy to take a look at. Dylan Stewart's a stud. He's going to be better than Kyle Kennard and was last year. You know, Dylan Stewart's going to be a top 10 pick. I like Raiola. I just don't know about Nebraska, man. Like, Nebraska's always has that hype around them every single year. It's like the Dallas Cowboys. I feel like for Nebraska, they're always hyped up, and then they just shit the bed. Christian Miller, he's never going to survive unless he gets a little crazy. I'm from Nebraska. Raiola is overrated. Oh, shit. Jeez. Allard is nice, but he's too inconsistent. Yeah, he does get too consistent for me. Don't forget about our boy Gio Lopez from North Carolina. Okay. So there's better ball out this year, Clay. All that hype over 1 year. Hey, he beat Clemson. That's all that matters to me. I can tell you that, Rock Jones. That's all I can say about that. He beat Clemson. He beat Cade Klubnik, who everybody thinks is going to be, the number one quarterback in this draft class next year. T. Cole, we don't need a QB1. We have one called King Bryce. I hear you. Listen, I'm all about Bryce, man. I want him to succeed. But if we're talking about who everybody wants, that's what everybody's talking about here. I agree with Birdman. Where's the $10 donut? Did I pass by it? Oh, well, no, I did go see it, but I had to hit you with something, playing for Jesus. Like, I didn't even do that. Now, Miss Rand, don't you start. See, Miss Rand's trying to start something here. Miss Rand's trying to start something. See, I knew this comment was coming just because I said it. See, look at it. See, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. We're gonna pass on by that comment. We're gonna pass by on that one. We're gonna act like we didn't see that one. Okay. Allard's going to be going in his third year as a starter. He's 21 years old. I'm a Penn State fan. I'm actually a Penn State fan myself, broski swear, because of my dad. I'm just a bigger Gamecock fan because I grew up into it. But my dad, coming from Pennsylvania, went to Penn State. I actually do cheer for the Nittany Lions as well. I just don't follow them as closely as I do the Gamecocks. I mean, I follow them. I mean, I know them well enough, but I follow the Gamecocks even more because I grew up into it. My whole mom side of the family, being around them is the reason why I became a Gamecock fan. So, who's your 3 Heisman finalists preseason right now? Jeez. I'd have to sit on that, Birdman. You definitely have to put Cade Klubnik in there. I'd have to look at a list here. Let's look at the top Heisman candidates for 2025. I mean, you got to think about these guys. You got to think about that. Okay. So you got Arch Manning, you got Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, Jeremiah Smith, Jeremiah Love. You got Lenore Sellers, Ryan Williams, Drew Allard. A dark horse, I would probably say, is Dylan Raiola. But top 3, I'll say, you know what? I'll say this. Top 3, I'm going to go, if Arch is who he truly is being hyped up to be, Birdman, I'll go Arch number 1. I'll go Jeremiah Smith as my number 2 guy. I mean, because Jeremiah Smith is 6'3", 223. I mean, he is one of the most dominant forces on the perimeter. I mean, we're talking about a guy who had over 76 catches, over 1,300 yards last year, and I think he had like 15 touchdowns. So I put Jeremiah Smith up there as well. And then I'd probably go Cade Klubnik. I mean, as much as I'm a Gamecock fan, and I hate to say that, those will probably be my top 3 right now. As long as Arch ends up like the hype around him, what they're saying, like again, we only saw a little bit of Arch last year. We only saw a little bit of it. So I'd say probably, but if the hype is true, I would say Arch, Cade Klubnik, and Jeremiah Smith. King Price. What's the king of laugh out loud? What the? When Sellers brings a natty to Columbia, then we can talk. I feel you. Rob, can you see a South Carolina, North Carolina college football playoff matchup? That'd be sick. I'd be cool with it. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. It's kind of a rival though, isn't it? Like I feel like it's kind of developed into this rival. It's kind of developed into this rival, right? Like when we saw it like a couple years ago. It's kind, but it's like a small rival. It's not like crazy. A very respected rival between South Carolina and North Carolina, though, because it doesn't matter. We're in the SEC, y'all in the ACC. It'll matter. I think it's just like maybe it's like who's the best in the South. I don't know. But maybe the best of the Carolinas, right? Who's the best Carolina, right? You got North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't know. But could I see it? I don't know. I don't trust Bill Belichick. I just don't see it translating well. If it does, great. I just don't see it. I just don't. I mean, Nader, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I said if it doesn't work out. That's all I'm saying. I know Sellers is better than Bryce. I want to see him play more this year. It doesn't take much to be better than Bryce at this point, unless he improves a lot. Flame for Jesus is not, as y'all can tell, Flame for Jesus is not a Bryce Young fan. So, but shout out to Flame for Jesus with that $10 donation. Once again, he is just cooking the channel with the donations. But
bro, I'm straight up not having
another one.
So, yeah, at this point, badass. You're still on. I've only been on for like 58 minutes. SEC always win. Yes, they do. Stop the QB talk, BY. Again, amazing K. I hope Bryce Young is our future. Again, I like what I saw again, I want y'all to be clear on this. I want Bryce Young to be our quarterback. I want him to be our franchise guy. So I just want people to understand that. I want him I love what I saw last year. Okay? I love what I saw last year. I love what I saw the last 10 weeks of the season. Okay. I know we went 4-6. It's not necessarily the best record, but we're talking about a guy last 3 games of the season threw for 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He almost beat the Chiefs. He almost beat the Eagles. If Chuba Hubbard doesn't fumble that football, they beat the Bucks as well. All right. And I know I'm talking about what ifs, and I get that, but I am being still very cautious on this kid. This is his 3rd year. This is the year that he has to show progress for me. Again, y'all know how I feel that he had to prove that he's the franchise guy. This has to be the year. Josh Allen did it in his 3rd year. His first 2 years weren't great. Josh Allen went out there in his 3rd year and balled out. I need the same thing from Bryce. I'm going to give him till the middle of November. That's how long I'm going to give him. So we'll see. So if you wear your USC gear, I'll wear my Tar Heels gear. Fair enough, Birdman. We'll shake on that. We'll shake on that. You're streaming tomorrow for all the cuts. Brandon King, I'm gonna probably save the stream for all the cuts. I actually do have a quick announcement for you guys, real quick. Dunk on Demand. I don't know if anybody knows him. Unnecessary Bluntness, right? We are going to be streaming live 8 p.m. Thursday night. It's a collab that I've been wanting to put together for a while now. Me and him have been chatting back and forth for a while now, trying to figure out a good time and date. Me and him are actually probably going to talk about the cuts and possible guys to bring back in the waiver wire and all that stuff, because by Thursday, really we'll get to see like the full list. We'll really get to see a full list. You know what I mean? We're going to trade Adam. We're going to trade Adam and Scorden and a second round pick for Parsons. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys will go for that, considering that they have us for Mingo. Sorry, I don't think they're going to make that trade. If they do, holy crap, but I don't see that. Birdman, yep. You have to pay Parsons. That wouldn't be very smart. Play for Jesus. Here's the thing. I'm not worried about this whole. We got to stop worrying about this whole like cap space thing, because you can manipulate the cap, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen it time and time again. And another thing, that's why you pay Brant Tillis the big bucks. And Brant Tillis so far has done great. I mean, they extended, and that's another thing. By the way, guys, I just explained it to you the other day when we talked about the Taylor Motor extension and trading to Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen would save you $8.4 million. All right. We have $19 million in cap, right? Now, when they extended Taylor Moton, you saved $12.9 million. So add that 12.9 onto that 19. Guess how much money you got? You've got over $33 million. Okay. Then if you trade Adam Thielen, you ended up saving 8.4. You're basically around 40 to 41, $42 million in cap space. So getting Parsons wouldn't be an issue if you had that amount of money. Just want to make that clear. You can manipulate the cap. Would love to go get Shiloh. I don't think that's happening, but wouldn't be opposed to it. Trey just signed the deal with Cincinnati. Glad that's over. Yeah, me too. So that just tells you right there that ain't going to be happening. So y'all don't even have to worry about the Trey Hendrickson. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I figured at some point they were going to get that deal done. Let's go see it. Let's see the deal here. Well, all they did. Let's see what they did. Another hold in. So they reach an agreement today on a $14 million raise just for this year. So they're going to pay him $30 million just for this year. And then he's still on a restricted free agent after this season. It also includes a $1 million incentive if he collects, if he plays 60% of the plays and the Bengals make the play, and the Bengals make the playoffs. Shit. I mean, I'm not surprised by that. I mean, he's getting, $30 million for him. I mean, what is his market? Let me go look at his market value real quick. His market value, I thought, was at like 32. Spot track. Let's go see his. Trey Hendrickson. Let's see. Where's his market value? I'm trying to see. His market value was around. Where is his market value? Oh, I see it now. Yeah, I mean, his market value is around 32. That's what it's saying, at least according to Spot Track. Bryce is right. Yeah, that is going to be fire. Love dunk. Yeah, so we're going to be collabing on Thursday, 8 p.m. Cap will reset by 2030 because of the network renegotiation. Yeah. Brand Taylor needs his flowers. There's no reason he's one of the financial. Yep. Did Mahomes' crazy contract still were able to pay guys? Yeah. This is what a Tillis draft. Did you all notice how they looked at him before making a pick? I mean, he knew, dude. Tillis knows balls, man. Tillis know ball. Brand Tillis was breaking down some guys in there, and I was like, this guy's more than a financial guy. This guy was more than a financial guy. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for hitting us with another $5 donation. I'm going to drop a bomb on that one. Drop a bomb on that. Trash. You guys need to get rid of that PS. That's Broski Bear. He was trash at Colorado. Thank you, Clay. Finally, someone who knows football. Sure, appreciate you much, Bo. Yeah, man. Got you. Roppstar report, unnecessary blunt, P&P, Pat Coltrane. What's up, Doug? One Carolina. Round table would be straight fire. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Speaking of round table, by the way, guys, don't forget tomorrow night, 8 p.m. EST on the NFC South Roundtable. We'll be there tomorrow live, 8 p.m. EST. 8 NFC South Roundtable. So if you're not over there, if you haven't subscribed to Roundtable Sports, if you're not subscribed to the NFC South Roundtable, I have no idea what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. All right. I just don't. I don't know what you guys are doing. Let's see here. See if there's any more cuts real quick. Former Panthers. This is kind of cool. So former Panthers waived today to Sean Jameson, Andrew Rahm, Mike Barrett, MJ Devonshire. Okay. Yep. Alex Cook, Troy Pride. Troy Pride. Good Lord. And then TJ Smith, Tennessee. But it doesn't look like there's been any more cuts. Let's see if Mike K posted up any more cuts today. Did they cut 38 players today? Is that how many they cut? 18 among the 18. So they've made 18 cuts so far. Well, how many players did we have on the roster? Do we have 90? I don't know how many players we had on the roster. I had to look. Yeah, Andrew Rahm. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it for a center. 93. I don't think we can have 93. I think with the most we can have is 90. 93? Because when we cut 8, there's no, even if we had 9, I don't think that. Let me look at something. 93 minus 18. 75. Yeah, I don't think, Amazing K, I don't think we can ever have 90. I don't think any NFL team can have 93. I think they can only have 90. Ben Souls might be one guy to keep an eye on for sure. Even then, so 90 minus 18, 72 minus 53. We still would have 19 more players to cut if we had 90 players. Foreign player exemption. I don't know about anything about that, but I don't know anything about no foreign player exemption, but who knows? If the Steelers can't trade him, I doubt they'll trade him. They're going to cut him. They signed Chris Broswell. They're not going to keep him. So, well, guys, I don't think they're going to make any more cuts. It's already 5:30. I really don't think they're going to make any more cuts. Is there any players you think they'll cut but wouldn't want them to? Based off my list when I was going through my cuts, I hope that they don't cut Jimmy Horn Jr., obviously. I mean, that's a guy. The reason why I say I hope they don't cut Jimmy Horn Jr. is because he is a guy that didn't really get a lot of reps. I don't know if that was a coaching thing or what. I'd like to keep him here, and develop him. A guy that I hope they don't cut is Bam Martin Scott, because I think he has shown enough potential, in special teams, but I think he could be a good developmental player in the inside linebacker room. Another guy I hope they don't cut is Thomas Incoom. I think he's done enough to keep himself in a nice roster spot in the outside linebacker position. Two guys on the defensive line. I hope they don't cut Jaden Crometti or Cam Jackson. I don't think either one of those guys will get cut, but if I'm saying anybody that could be like who's on the bubble, because Cam Jackson and Jaden Crometti are definitely on the bubble. I hope they don't cut any of them. Other than that, really, there's only a few guys. I mean, even Bryce and Tremaine, like I wouldn't even cut him. Like, I mean, unless you decide to keep Bryce and Tremaine, or unless you keep David Moore over Bryce and Tremaine, I just like the potential of Bryce and Tremaine. But the problem is with, with David Moore, he has value, especially with Canales, right? But there's just not enough room to go around in that wide receiver room, right? But I think Bryce and Tremaine when they sat him out the last game for general body soreness, to me, that speaks, okay, congratulations, you made the team. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's 6'4", who was making plays out there, was making plays in special teams. I really like Bryce and Tremaine a lot. I go by stats. We rank 32 in first down completion with a clean pocket against zone defenses, which we rank 33rd in stay blessed and safe, everyone. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for another $10 donation. I mean, he is just blessing the channel. Blessing the channel.
And his name is John C.
All right, let's see who else. Cam Jackson made the squad. It's official for sure. Bryce and Tremaine made the cut too. Breaking this. Birdman's coming in like he's Adam Schefter. Keep Bryce and cut Demo for sure. Both of those I wanted. Nice. Flame for Jesus. So we're all on the same page. Seems like we're all on the same page here at the Roppstar Report. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off. There is I'll be live tomorrow. We're gonna talk more about some stuff. We'll see what happens with these cuts. As for waiver wires, again, we won't know any more about waiver wires till probably about Thursday. Because once the cuts go through, then we got Wednesday, then the waiver wires. I mean, I think the waiver wires hit on Wednesday or Thursday, but I think Wednesday they hit the waiver wires and they can start making trades. But you know what I mean. So once we get through all the moves and all that, me and Dunk are going to be breaking it down on Thursday at 8 p.m. But also, don't forget tomorrow night, NFC South Roundtable, brought to you by Roundtable Sports. Make sure you guys tune in 8 p.m. EST on YouTube. Make sure you go check them out. Go check them out right here. So here is, I'm going to share this instead. So here's the NFC South Roundtable. So you guys come over here, check it out. I'm going to go ahead, put the link in the chat right now. Use that link to get there. Make sure you like, subscribe. Also, make sure you go over to their main channel, which is Roundtable Sports. Check that channel out right here. Make sure you go over there, like and subscribe. Now, another thing is, with Roundtable Sports, they have all these channels. So if you want to know what's going on in the AFC East, NFC North, the AFC South, NFC West, NFC East Roundtable, AFC North. Like if you want to see what's going on there, AFC West, NFC, and then of course the NFC South. Okay, so make sure you guys tune in over there. 8 p.m. We're going to be live tomorrow night. Probably breaking down, most likely what we're going to be doing next week is breaking down the preseason lat finale. Probably going to talk about that. We're probably going to be talking about some other news, you know, with the cuts and stuff like that, and probably another little segment about, you know, maybe something we're going to be ranking, right? So yeah, that's where I'm going to be. That's where we'll be at tomorrow night, 8 p.m. EST. And then of course we got Dunk on Demand, Unnecessary Bluntness, 8 p.m. Thursday night. We're going to be talking about the waiver wire, all the cuts. We're going to be breaking it all down Thursday. Okay. So I want to go ahead and get through those quick announcements before hopping off. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you go follow me on X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Because I'm posting on there as well. So make sure you guys go tune in over there as well. Okay. Other than that, guys, I'm going to have some NFL shorts coming out. I'm going to talk about the Terry McLaurin signing. Going to talk about this Trey Hendrickson signing. We're going to talk about the Jacoby Myers getting traded, requesting a trade. So I'm going to be talking about that in a short as well. So make sure you tune into the shorts because I am going to be breaking down NFL all season long, not just Carolina Panthers. Of course, this is going to be a Carolina Panthers channel, but I'm still going to be breaking down NFL stuff as well on the short side of things. Okay. So when I mean shorts, it's just the reels is what I mean. Okay. Other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a blessed day. Okay. Rest of your day. And again, y'all know what to do. Keep pounding. I'm out of here. Peace.